Hello, all. Welcome to this wonderful platform of online and offline classes, Harak coaching classes. Today, we are going to start a new journey. So, we are starting with the ICSC board curriculum of mathematics. So, let us quickly first understand that what is all covered under ICSC curriculum, right? So, first of all, we have a topic named commercial taxes, which includes the GST and all the income taxes. Next, we have the algebra. So, in algebra, basically, we solve all the way from progressions to study about the equations, the quadratic equations, and so on, right? Then we have a geometry, which involves the major topic like circles, right? Then we have mensuration. Always, it also includes the triangles and various theorems based upon the triangles we're going to study. Then they have a mensuration. So then mensuration, in this we have the surface area and volumes. Then we have the most awaited topic, which is the trigonometry. So and after that we will be having the statistics and the probability basically. So this all covers the syllabus of the grade 10 mathematics. Okay, so this is how we will be covering each and every topic in detail. Also, if you wish to join our courses, if you wish to connect with us, then you can always contact us on WhatsApp, and we have a dedicated platform for that, right? Okay, so let's get started. So today we are going to come upon and touch the topic called algebra, right? And in algebra, we are going to study about the topic called arithmetic progression. Okay, so before understanding the topic arithmetic progression, let us quickly make some background about what do you understand by the term series or a sequence or a progression, right? So see, like for example, think about of the patterns, right? Think about some patterns like the number patterns you may observe in your day-to-day life. Like for example, now I'm sitting in a classroom or a room, and here I can see that basically there are the clocks all around, there are the numbers all around, there are the books, there are the tables, and then I can observe that basically there are the number patterns. So then I can say that there are number patterns, namely like 2, 4, 6, or let it be 1, 5, 7, right? These we can observe the number patterns, right? Or we can say that there are set of even numbers or there are a set of odd numbers, right? So then first understand 6, then you can observe that difference between 4 and 2 and 6 and 4 is always equal to how much? 2, right? So in which the difference is constant, in such type of progression is what we called as an arithmetic progression, right? This is how we can say that this is an arithmetic progression. Okay, so now basically, see, we will be understanding how we define the arithmetic progressions, what are the various terms associated with it, and what we need to understand, right? So just see, an arithmetic progression, or we often defined, is as an AP, right? So an arithmetic progression, the short form is AP, is a sequence of numbers where the difference between the consecutive terms, consecutive means one after the other, right? So consecutive terms is constant, right? So this constant difference is called the what we called as the common difference. It is denoted by D. So I used to denote D by common difference, right? This is how we define. Now remember that whenever we talk about the AP, there are certain notions or the initial terms we need to define so as to calculate something which you want to do, right? So then this is how we define the first term. So the notation for the first term is a. You can use any of the alphabet, but it is recommended that you use a defined alphabet which is a, because it is generalized as used by the mathematicians in the text and everywhere else, that the first term should be denoted by a, right? The nth term of an AP is given by the formula an is an plus n minus 1d. Okay, so we will soon going to come onto this formula, but before that, let us understand that the first term is a and the common difference is d. Now coming back to the formula, how can we say that this formula become, or this become true, or this is a formula? How can we say that, right? So to understand that, just see. So we have already discussed so far with this common series, which is 2, 4, 6, and so on. Then we can see that the common difference is 2, right? Now suppose I want to, I want to I want to get to the next term, basically 2, 4, 6, and so on. I want to find the next term, right? So that would be, I guess, how do you find it? That would be simply by adding the common difference to the last term, right? So then adding the common difference to the last term, you find the next term, right? So then I can say that this 2 is uh, like coupled to 4. The 4 is coming out of the 2 by adding a, first term is 2, so by adding a to the d, right? Then this comes. Now similarly, if I add again d, then it would come 6. If I add again d, then it would come 8, right? So then this process goes so on, right? So what can I write? I can write a plus d plus d plus d and so on, right? And if you already know the law of addition, which makes sense that I can write it as a plus d plus d plus d and so on. So up to where it is going, n terms, it is going n terms, right? N to the n point. So then I can write, because this d is not present in the first term, I can write a plus n minus 1 times d. The d is going to the n minus 1th place, right? So then this is how we define the nth term, which is a plus n minus 1d. So let's say you want to calculate the second term, then I can write a plus d. You want to calculate seventh term, I will write a plus 6d. If I want to calculate 101th term, then I will write a plus 100d, right? So this is how this principle works. Now let us solve few of the questions of the question, AP, right? So find the 24th term of the sequence this, right? So you need to find the 24th term of the sequence, right? You need to find the 24th term of the sequence. Okay, so how do we do that, right? How do we do that? So what we'll be going to do? So just for, think about something called this sequence, basically 12, 10, 8, 6, right? And it is goes on infinitely, so it is an infinite sequence, right? Okay, so then we need to find the 24th term, right? So 24th term, see, so recall the formula. An equals a times a plus n minus 1 times d, right? Now in order to apply this beautiful formula of the nth term of the AP, one needs to find the value of a and value of d from the sequence, right? So observing the sequence, if I say, then a becomes how much? 12, right? And d becomes how much? Just subtract. So always remember one thing: when we try to uh, calculate the, sorry for the fumble, calculate the common difference, then basically the common difference would be calculated by subtracting the second term from the first term, not by subtracting the first term from the second term, right? So then it would be like 10 minus 12, or I can write it in general form is a n minus 1 minus a n, right? Oh, sorry, a n minus 1 an minus 1, right? That would be a2 minus a1, right? This is how we do it. So then d would be simply negative 2 or minus 2, right? Okay. So now we need to find the 24th term. That means we need to find a plus 23d. Then I can apply 12 plus n minus 1. That would be 23. I've already calculated. So 23 times negative 2. That would be 12 plus how much? It should be negative times 6 and 4. So then it would be 46 minus 12. That would be negative 34, right? This is how we do the thing, right? So negative 34 is the final answer of the term A24, right? Okay. Now see the next question. Find the 30th term of the sequence this, right? So again applying the same logic, I guess now it is very clear that an equals a plus n minus 1d, right? So then 30th term would be a 30 equals a plus 29d. A is half, and if you observe carefully, then d would be also half, right? So a is half, d is half, so we have half plus 29 times half, right? This is how we do. So then it would be 29 by 2 plus half, it would be 30 by 2, that would be 15, right? This is how we do it. Okay. So this is how in the very first lecture of the introductory lecture to arithmetic progression, we have seen about the actually applying the nth term formula, how to derive. We have derived the nth term formula. We have seen that there is basically something called the nth term formula and how to calculate the different terms from the nth term formula, how to find the d, how to find the a, and so on. We have progressed with the things, right? So now basically in the next lecture we are going to discuss about some of the terms of an AP, right? Okay, so this is how we have covered it for this session. Thank you. And yeah, always for the classes you can contact on this number. If you need one-to-one mentoring, then you can contact on this particular number and you can have the classes, right? Thank you and have a nice day.